It's us, Amanda and Rakan. We are back to talk about Rakan's health journey in his year to 50.
Yes.
So today we are talking about diet and how has he made these changes in his diet. So what has your approach been? Did you just cut everything and change everything in one day?
Okay, so here's the really interesting part. We did a lot of things like like the supplements, the vitamin D. And let me just say, Amanda explained to me a lot of things that didn't make sense at the beginning. Because this is not my field. And I was like, really? This is going to happen? I'm like, okay. But I kid you not, when you go and get, you get your blood work checked. Mm-hmm. And you see what's missing, what's wrong, gut health as well. And then Amanda, gets you on a path, on a plan. Things kind of fall into place. I didn't crave sugar as much as I did. Mm-hmm. And it was weird. It was really weird. And then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I enjoy salads. I love salads. Mm-hmm. So lunch was every day like a nice salad. I used to eat chocolate almost every night. I'm not kidding. Like every single night at bed. Terrible. But I stopped craving it, and part of it, I think, is the LDN too.
Yeah, naltrexone helps with that, but also your gut health.
Right.
So as that bacterial balance comes into how it should be, we have less of those bacteria that crave sugar and fat because of the stress levels that you were under.
Right.
So then let's talk about what happened when your stress level ramped up.
Okay, so we're all human. Mm-hmm. Things just happen, things change, and we kind of...
we touched on this a little bit before.
Just a little bit before.
Mm-hmm.
It was about, mental health. And so, things happen and you can easily get off track.
Oh, it's so easy.
And it did. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say, oh, no, everything is perfect. We're here to make it, real.
Yeah.
And when things go off track, you have to let Amanda know. And that's what I was like, okay, this is happening. This is what's going on. And then she gives me advice. And I'm like, I don't.
Doesn't always listen.
Yeah.
But then he does later.
Yes.
He comes back in later. And he says, oh, God, I started doing that. And I feel so much better. And I'm so glad.
I know. Okay, I hate to say this, but she really does know what she's talking about. And it's not just, she's great, I love her. So I got off track a little bit, mm-hmm. but then I got back on track.
Right.
And when we talked, Amanda just explained to me that it's never too late to restart.
It's not.
Yeah.
Nothing is ever so far gone that you can't fix it.
Right.
And it's not like everything has to be perfect or it's terrible.
Right.
There is gradients. Some days we have better days than others.
Absolutely.
And it's always just you're working to create the ideal life that you're looking for.
Right.
And so every day you work on that plan and every day we get a little bit closer.
Yep. And like I said, I was, derailed. The plan was, off track a little bit, but, now we're back on track and things are much better. Mm-hmm. Especially after I did a couple of things where we did IV therapy.
Yeah.
And I got a vitamin B shot. Oh my God. The amount of energy I had after that, oh my God. I couldn't stop talking. I'm like, oh God. I was annoying people, seriously.
He's never annoying. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
But it's good when you have so much energy.
Yes.
Because when Rakan was going through this very, very stressful point, he didn't have a lot of energy.
Nope.
He was really tired and he didn't feel good. And that's what stress does to our body. Stress creates system-wide inflammation. And when you're inflamed, you don't feel good. You retain water. You are sluggish. It just feels terrible. Your brain doesn't work correctly. Nothing works.
Right.
So first, with everything, it's root cause. What is happening? Okay, so we identify the source of stress in Rakan's life, and what are we going to do to work through that? And then we start working that plan. And not only mental health aspects of it, but then your physical health. When we're very stressed, we want sugar and fat.
Right.
But that doesn't feed you nutritionally. So it's like when you start nourishing your body, getting exercise again, then you start feeling better. That inflammation goes away, your stress level goes down, and you can think logically, what is happening in my life and how do I fix this problem?
Right.
Instead of just
Absolutely.
reaching for that donut, reaching for that frappuccino, all the things that don't really serve you, that
Right.
only are good in this moment.
Right. It satisfies a tiny portion of, I'm going to say it's just a minute satisfaction.
Yes.
And then it goes away.
Yes.
And then you're back to where you started.
Exactly.
And it doesn't
and then,
work.
But you
Yeah.
feel worse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you're beating yourself up. And this is things that people do. When we work with people with weight loss, this is so common. It's like, oh, I had a bad day, so I'm going to quit for the rest of the day. And when I was in Weight Watchers, I had a leader once say, if you had a flat tire, would you flatten the other three?
That's a good example.
It is a good example.
That's a really good example.
I always think of that. And so it's like, yeah, if you're having a bad day, a bad moment, a bad week, whatever, you don't have to continue on with that.
Right.
You can say, okay, that was not amazing, but what can I do to walk away from that? And so that's the kind of work that we're doing. And it's so exciting to see you back on track, back to getting nourishment into your body, back to getting actual exercise and feeling amazing.
It really does. It's hard to explain. I mean, we're human and things happen. And, stress, I did not understand how stress could be deadly. Mm-hmm. And
oh, gosh, yes.
And I'm going to be honest. I mean, like we said, things went off track. So things happened in my life. I was, there was a lot of stress. And I ended up being on 3 blood pressure medications. Not 1, not 2. And I've never had issues before. And then with, Amanda told me you don't have a cardiovascular issue. Mm-mm. It's all stress induced. And I was like, and it just hit me. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, this is how bad stress it literally can kill you.
Because it will become a cardiovascular issue.
Right.
And that's the thing. We're seeing it translate. The stress is like in Rakan, how it's manifesting is these sky-high blood pressures, which are completely unsafe. Everybody does something different. Some people, it's their gut. Some people, it's just different for every person. For you, this is how it's manifesting. And we have to do something about this because I don't want him having long-term cardiovascular disease.
And let me tell you guys, the last thing she wants is to have anybody on any medication. She resisted giving me anything for the longest time. She wanted me to meditate. She wanted me to do yoga and to help me out with the stress. And that's why I love working with Amanda. The last thing she wants is to push pills. And she wants your body to heal naturally, which is fantastic. And, you don't, sometimes we take these advices for granted, or we don't think that they work because they're like, oh, I don't know if it's going to work. You don't know until you actually try it.
Absolutely.
And like I said, we are human. I'm going to keep, what's the word? Irritate? No. Keep saying this over and over again.
Yeah.
Things happen. Life happens.
It does.
It's okay.
It's okay.
And that's what she told me. She's like, you know what? It's fine. The gut health, I started and I was feeling it, but then I stopped. And then she goes, it's okay. Restart again. And I was like, you know what?
It's just that simple.
Yeah.
It's so
really,
exciting.
It is. And guys, and the other thing, the one thing that I really want to make sure, everybody is different. Mm-hmm. That's why she has tailored plans for every single person. It is not the same.
No.
I have issues that they're different than her issues. They're different than anybody else's issues. So you have to, and everything is monitored. I want to make sure that people understand. We're not doing this nilly-willy. Everything, blood work, she's checking, like my blood pressure, everything is monitored and supervised by her. And she customizes the plan. And I follow that plan. And I'm telling you, it's fantastic. It really, really works. I wish I could drop names, but I've told so many people about Amanda. And let me tell you, the amount of excitement, like when I talk to them, I'm like, so how do you feel? Oh my God. I can't even tell you how excited they are when they talk to me about how great things were after they came and saw Amanda.
Which is our entire goal here at Wellness for Life, is everybody reaching their optimum levels of health. Whatever that means for you, that's what we want you to achieve. So you're right, it's not cookie cutter.
Right.
We have a whole slew of things that we can do, but it's not suitable for everybody.
Correct.
And so that's why you come in, you do a consultation, and then we create a plan together. And I'm so excited to be working on your plan with you. And I'm so excited to tell y'all the next thing that's coming.
I can't wait.